what I want you to understand is the aspects of consciousness. So we're looking at the unconscious, the self-conscious, or the ego, and the superconscious. Now, you may have heard of these terms before, but the premise through this course, they may be called different things and the things that you know. The premise in this course is we're just going to use these titles, and it doesn't matter if you call it something else. It's totally fine. Just go for it, whatever works for you. So the first aspect of our consciousness, which I want to talk about, is the unconscious. So the unconscious is all about quantity. It wants us to have a long and safe life. So the unconscious is super cool. It comes around from when we were born, and it's the thing that's kind of programming all of those childish ways of understanding the world, because the unconscious comes into our world before the self-conscious. So the unconscious learns and it creates patterns, and it's all about the emotions in our body. And it's brilliant because we don't have to learn things all the time. We can just learn things, get it as a pattern, and then we can just do it without thinking. So like driving your car and doing all of these things that you don't have to think about anymore. Playing sports, you try something new, it becomes a pattern. Yay for the unconscious, because we don't have to learn it again. Now, the issue with the unconscious, though, is that it just really wants to keep us safe. And safe can mean small. Safe can mean if you were abused as a child or you have some trauma, but you survived it, it's like, okay, that's safe, that's cool, we can have more of that. So if you've survived it once, it thinks it's safe and it's happy to create more of it in your life. So we need to learn to work with the unconscious to train it that other things are possible for us. Now, the self-conscious is our ego. It's that thing that's asking, how is it out there? What's going on out there? Because the unconscious it just works deductively, right? It doesn't have an experience of the outside world. It just has an experience within emotionally, and it takes in the messages from the self-conscious. And the self-conscious is about quality. It wants a good life. It wants to have fun. The self-conscious can tell the difference between hot and cold and all of those kind of things. But we're also remembering the information that comes through the self-conscious is filtered by our belief systems. So we've got the self-conscious looking for quality, and the ego, how is it out there? Is it safe? Is it good? Is it bad? What's going on? And the unconscious working together in our active experience. And so much of it is based on past programming, the emotional response, the thoughts that come in from our self-conscious, which program our unconscious about what life is like out there. And the unconscious is working deductively from the information that it's receiving and also the things that it's learned from the past, and it is having an emotional response. Now, we also have the superconscious. The superconscious is awesome. It was there at the time of our conception. It's connected to our family systems, and it's also connected to, and the family systems, coming back to the family systems, you may have heard about epigenetics, which tells us that we're actually connected at least 6 generations back to our family systems. So we come with a lot of that information with us. And you can see that's amazing because, things that our ancestors survived in the past, that's kind of coded into us when we come into the world. But it's also, it's good. There's good parts about that, but there's also, we can carry the trauma of those past generations. But the superconscious is the one that sets that program. It knows what to do. It knows how to make those cells multiply in order to become who we are. We just started off with such a few small cells, and we're like these fully formed humans. We have our unconscious about quantity, our self-conscious about quality, and our superconscious is about experience. The superconscious doesn't judge what's good and bad, it just is. So we have just a small understanding of these 3 aspects of our consciousness that's going to help us further to take those steps into becoming a creator of our own lives, a powerful creator, the one that makes the decisions based on what we love, not on oscillating between trying to fix something in our unconscious. We've got to teach our unconscious a new way of being safe. And so let's find out how to do that.